Right, okay guys, so this is going to be a pickups video. Now the reason I'm doing this sitting on the sofa is because it is scorching. I can't be asked, if I'm honest, to sort out everything at the desk. I just thought, you know what, I'm going to sit on the sofa. I've got a fan right opposite me, keeping me cool. I'm just going to do it here. It's just easier. It's too hot to be messing about. And also I wanted to get this done because I've got a pile of stuff sitting on my desk and I just want to be able to put it away. What I normally do is I leave the pile there until I've done the pickups video, so that way I don't have to try and remember what I've got. If I leave it there in the pile, I know what I've got. I do the video and then I put it all away. So yeah, this one's going to be a bit of a mixed bag. We've got all sorts, and I do mean all sorts. But I am going to keep the best bit till last. So I think we'll keep the gaming till last because that is the best part. So what shall we start with? I'll tell you what, we'll start with the comics first. Let's get them out of the way. So I've got a friend at work called Moshi, and he's been giving me some of his comics. He's moving on his collection, and he's got a few that he said he didn't think were good enough to sell. Now, I would actually probably disagree with that, because I think these are in fantastic condition. And they're not new ones. These are old ones, you know, the sort that I like. So we've got Spider-Man here and Beast. Got that one. Spider-Man and the Vision. I mean, I love the artwork on these, really nice. Spider-Man and the Sandman. Spider-Man and the Watcher. You might notice there's a theme here. He knows I like Spider-Man, see. And then we have got one that isn't Spider-Man, and that's the Incredible Hulk. But of course he knows I like him as well. So yeah, I love the Incredible Hulk. I mean, I used to be a bodybuilder. It's a bit impossible to be a bodybuilder and not be a massive fan of the Hulk, really. It just kind of goes hand in hand, really. So I got them, and then he also gave me a newer one, and this one's a bit thicker. It's almost like a graphic novel. But yeah, so this one here is, I've just hit the microphone, Earth 6, a celebration of Stan Lee. So basically this is like a reimagining of Stan Lee's characters. And then there's the back. I mean, as you can see, like Batman looks very different. So does the Green Lantern. So yeah, there's a few changes. So I'm looking forward to having a look at this. I mean, as you know, I'm not a massive fan of the new stuff, but this is different. It's a reimagining, so you can kind of let it go. It's when they mess with existing characters I get the but if it's a reimagining, that's kind of the point, isn't it? So I don't have a problem with that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to having a look. The only thing I will say though is, as I normally say, I'm not the greatest fan of the new artwork, but I'll give it a go. And yeah, it was very nice of my friend to give these to me, so I'm looking forward to having a look at these. But I've got to be honest, if I'm really honest, the ones I really like are these ones, these older ones. And these are from, I think it's 1982. My eyesight is terrible. I'm sure that says 82, so they are quite old. And the good thing is, I'll show you now, they've got the old pulp pages. I like that. Proper retro stuff there. And, you know, if you're wondering what my channel's about, well, there's a clear indication there. We are a retro channel. I do buy some new stuff, but most of it is retro. So one other comic to show you, Batman 89 Echoes number 3. Now I've been waiting about 4 months for this. It's finally turned up. It's no wonder really that DC are in trouble when their practices are like this. I mean, each comic that comes out, these were meant to come out monthly, and each one's took 3 months each time. So I've had this on pre-order for ages. In fact, they've got that bad, I've not even pre-ordered number 4 yet, because I know I've got another 2 months or so yet, because they took so long. So I will order it, because obviously there's going to be 6 in this run, and I've got half of them already. So yeah, if you're wondering, I'll give you a rough sort of outline of what's gone on so far in the comic. Very rough, and I don't want to spoil it, but as you could see, it was Batman 89, so this is Michael Keaton's Batman, if you like, Tim Burton's Batman. And basically what's happening is he's gone missing, and so the others are looking for him. That's the rough outline. I'm not going to say any more, I don't want to spoil it, but it's quite good so far, actually, I've got to say. I've not come across any of this usual woke rubbish, so I'm actually quite happy with what's going on with it. But, you know, Not going to say too much. I don't want to jinx it. So let's just see how it goes. I've not read that one yet. As you can see, it's still sealed. So, yeah, we'll see how this one pans out. Right, okay, so let's move on to... Let's go on to films. Let's have a look at films. Actually, yeah, we're going to films. I'm thinking charity shop finds, actually, because I've got something else that's not film related that came from the same place. So I'll show you this first. Mrs. found this, so she picked it up for me. It's a Game Boy notebook. I almost don't want to use it because I kind of like it. And I don't know if you've noticed there's like a lenticular screen that moves as you tilt it, which I think is quite smart. So I almost don't want to use it, but I do need a notebook. So it'd be kind of silly not to, I suppose. But I do like this. And yeah, she found out in a charity shop. It's not even open. So there's that. And then we got Wolf of Wall Street. Got this on DVD. This is an upgrade. Hangover. Now, I think we've got one of the Hangovers, but we didn't have this one. And you might notice there, this one's an ex-rental, which is unusual. I didn't even think that Blockbusters and that was going when Blu-ray come about. I thought they'd shut by then. I mean, obviously there were other rental places, but I would have thought they were all sort of packing up by then. But anyway, we've got Hangover 1. This one by far my favourite in this pile. Yep, Enter the Dragon. Got it on DVD. Wanted it on Blu-ray. Upgrade it. Jason Bourne. Got the rest of the collection. This is the only one I haven't got on Blu-ray, so now I do. These are all £1 each. American Pie The Reunion. Love the American Pie films. Well, the main ones. I don't like the spin-offs. They're a bit rubbish. They're like B-movies. Nothing wrong with B-movies when they're good, but they're really not. So these ones are good. So yes, I've now got the fourth one on Blu-ray. I need to get the rest of them now. And this one's another upgrade. In-Betweeners 2. Do have it digitally and I do have it on DVD. Now we've got it on Blu-ray, so it's an upgrade. Gotta love the In-Betweeners, haven't you? And like I said, all of those were £1 each, which I think's a bargain. Now the other thing that came out of that same charity shop was this. Now I've not seen one of these for a while. These come out in early 2000s. As you can see there, it's a TV unit, and it basically just plugs in on these two plugs, and it's got, I think, 10 built-in games, and you can switch between and turn it on and off here. So, and if I remember right, looking at it, it looks like, if I remember right, it does power off. Oh, actually, no, it doesn't. I was about to say it powers off the TV, but it doesn't. That's right, it runs on 4 batteries, I remember now. Double A's, if I remember right. So, yeah, I've got to get some batteries in it. Give it a bit of a clean, because it is a bit grubby. But when you're paying £1, I mean, again, the missus saw this, so she picked it up for me. You know, I wouldn't say I'm the biggest fan of Atari, but obviously the main games, everyone's a fan of them pretty much if you was around in them times. And this has a good majority of those on it. So, yeah, £1 worth it. And, you know, it's a nice little gift from the missus. So, yeah, got that to look forward to. Right, okay, I've got to lean over here because there's a few bits that I can't quite reach here. And this is staying on the movie theme. Oh, wow. We're a big stretch here because I've put them on the sofa. I'll be honest, I've got quite a bit here. So, and it's not that I spent loads of money this month because I really haven't. But a lot of cheaper bits. So, I've picked up some VHS, guys. It's funny, isn't it? I tried my hardest not to fall down this rabbit hole. And in the minute I pick up 3 or 4, I end up picking up more. So first off, we've got Red Dwarf Smeg Ups. Now, if you've watched the channel, you'll know I'm a big fan of Red Dwarf. And technically, I've got all these outtakes on the DVDs, but I wanted the actual videos I had back in the day because when you look at the DVDs, you've only got the actual outtake bits for each season. You don't have the entire program, if you like, where Crichton's talking like a documentary. So I wanted it back on video, and I've got to be honest, and I've said this once already, do you know what, VHS isn't really that bad when you've got a really good VCR to play it on. Like, I've got a really good system and these look cracking on that. So yeah, so I've got Smeg Ups, and bit of a giveaway for my next pickups, I've actually got Smeg Outs on the way. For some reason the person I've bought it off seems to be taking forever to send it, but yeah, it did not cost me 50p. It was about a £5, but well worth every penny if you ask me. So yeah, I've got Smeg Ups. I've already watched it. I don't mess about on these things. Right, then we've got, obviously, everybody knows, again, from watching the channel, Big fan of this franchise, The Predator. And I wanted it on VHS because I had it back in the day, and also because I wanted to show Connor the mistake that was made in this film. Now, if you watch this on DVD or Blu-ray or 4K, they've adjusted it since, so you can't see the scene where his arm's tucked down his back. On this version, when Dylan gets his arm blown off, you can actually see his arm tucked down his back. Part of his arm, his forearm, is showing. Like I say, they've corrected this in the DVD and Blu-ray because they've moved the camera angle up and zoomed in a bit more. However, on this, they didn't. So I want to show Connor, because I've always told him about it, but never been able to show him. So I picked it up on VHS. Now, the bonus with this is, what people were charging for this on eBay, I actually managed to pick up 1 and 2 for that price. So it was a no-brainer. So I've now got the second one on VHS as well. You know, technically, I've already got these on Blu-ray, but, you know, why not? Let's just get them. You know, like I say, I wanted the first one, and if you can get both for the price that everyone's charging for the first one, it just makes sense, really, don't it? At the end of the day, it's a no-brainer. If you're in a better situation, why not do it? So this one, The Blob. Now, this was one of the first ones I wanted to get, other than Star Wars, obviously, on VHS, the unaltered versions, the remastered versions. This was the other one I always had in mind, because I haven't watched this since it came out, and I remember thinking this film was great. For its time, the effects were brilliant, and I loved the way that the film kind of like trips you up into thinking that it's about a certain character, and you quickly find out within the first 15 minutes that it's really not, because they kill him off. Kind of like what they did with The Departed. So the effects were well ahead of their time, and it's just a great film. It never come out on disc in this country, so obviously I wanted to pick it up on VHS. Again, I've already watched it, loved this film, great film. If you've not seen it, you got to watch it. Now, this is the remake version. This isn't the original, like, black and white version. This is the 80s version, but this is my favourite. Great film. And then we've got to move on to my last VHS that I picked up this week. Now, I've had to get this on big box because I think this only ever came out over here as a rental, and if I remember right, I think it was a bit of a flop. However, it's a film I enjoyed. I found it quite funny, and I actually found the main star quite funny in his early stuff. I wouldn't say his later stuff. And so I had to pick this up on an ex-rental copy, but it's in the army now with Paulie Shore. Now, if you've watched the channel long enough, you'll know I'm a big fan of California Man, which is known in America as Encino Man, which also has Paulie Shore in it. And a big part of why that film's funny is because he's in it. And this film, although it's a bit silly, it's a funny film. It really is. There's a scene there where he gets his hair cut off. He's got long hair, and then they shave his hair off and he starts screaming. It's a very funny film. It's also a bit silly, but then you expect no less for Paulie Shore. And I can tell you now, it's a lot better than a lot of this so-called comedy that we're getting now. So I had to pick it up. This was another one I had the intention of getting. It's not out on disc in this country. It's not out on the bought VHS version. It's only available on the ex-rental, the big box version. So I got it. And I forget how much this one was, but this was quite a reasonable price. I think I paid like a £4.50 or £5 for it. And I've just realised I didn't give you any prices really on the VHS. So the Blob was in total, including postage, 11 quid. You kind of expect to pay a bit more because there are, you know, it's the only way you can get it, and it was in very good condition. I paid £9. No, I knocked the guy down to £8 for Predator 1 and 2 together on VHS. So I had some good deals here. In fact, a lot of stuff I got off eBay in this last lot, I don't think I paid full price for any of it. I've had offers on all of it. So yeah, so that's the VHS. Right, let's do Amazon next. Again, still film or TV related. Young Guns 1 and 2, it dropped down from 15 quid to 10.99 on Blu-ray. I have these on DVD. Again, good thing is, both in one case, so it'll now take up the space of one instead of 2 discs, so space is a premium when you live in a flat, guys. And I've already watched the first one, and it looks stunning in Blu-ray, I've got to say. So yeah, this is an upgrade. I do love Young Guns. Now, this one is an Amazon Prime deal. Now, should I add, Amazon Prime deals this year were, and, you know, there's no other word for it, shit. They were. I looked at loads of things I had in my watch list. None of it was really on offer except this. And that is Enterprise on Blu-ray. Now, Now, this normally goes for 60 quid. They dropped a third off it, so I grabbed it. It's to replace my DVDs. Again, this will save a lot of room, but also it's in high def now, and I've already watched a few episodes, and it looks stunning. It really does. The good thing about Enterprise is because it was a later series, it was also filmed in the widescreen sort of format. So it meant that you don't have the, you know, the black borders on the side like you've got with the Next Generation. So it looks very good on a modern TV, I should add. Not to say the Next Generation doesn't, but this one fits the screen. So like I say, you know, still not cheap. £40 is still a lot of money to shell out. But I figured if I don't get it now, I'm going to end up paying 60 quid when it's back at normal price. So I grabbed it. So yeah, no brainer. One thing I should say about the packaging. If you remember, if you've watched in my other videos, I complained about the Next Generation packaging because it had a silly flap. Now, admittedly, it was 2 of these, which might have been why they'd done it, but I still argued they could have done it as a slip cover like they have with this one. So they've learnt from that. However, it is still the stupid case, and I'll show you quick here, where it's all of the discs in one case, and they've put them on these trays and like triple stacked them, and they're a nightmare to get out. They really are. They're really not easy, and you can end up damaging your discs. I mean, I felt like I was bending them when I was trying to get them out. So this is going to be probably the same as the Next Generation. This is going to go into a wallet, and then I'll just put the empty box on the shelf, I think, because I don't want to damage the discs. So yeah, they need to rethink that. I get it, like that they want to save room, but personally I would have gone with just normal cases, because this one I think is only 24 discs. They could have done it with normal cases, it would have been fine. You know, get a normal case with the 4 discs in it, that would have worked. Do it that way. But anyway, so yeah, got that at a good price. Now that, I think, is all of the movie and TV stuff. So now we can get on to the gaming. So first of all, big shout out to Kevin Walford. Did me a massive favour. Now you might remember that I did a video on the Rob the Robot set I got, and I mentioned in there that the compartment to the battery, or should I say the battery compartment flap, was missing, and also one of the claws. And I got this message from Kevin, and he said, oh, just to let you know, I printed a load of stuff off for you. What's your address? I'll send them to you. And he basically sent me several of them because, as he put it, sometimes the prints don't always come out 100% the right size or something. So he sent me several versions or several goes at them. So I've got a few here. I've got, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, I think, what, 5 claws in there. And then you can see there I've got several compartments as well. So guaranteed at least one of them is going to fit, basically. That was what he was saying to me. So, and he sent me that, but that weren't even the best part. He made a larger version of this, and I remember saying, oh, that looks really good. Like, and so he printed and painted me a little tiny Metal Slug tank. I love Metal Slug. Like, it's one of my favourite arcade games. So when I saw that, when I opened the box, I was like, oh, wow, how cool does that look? Like, it really does look good. And it's not really focusing. Hang on, let's get the camera. That's it. Let's get it a focus on it. I still don't think it really is it? And the good thing is it's really small as well, so it doesn't take up a lot of room. And so I've got this actually sitting on my desk normally, right in front of me. It sits right in front of my Game Gear. So, yeah, really nice, isn't it? I thought that was really thoughtful, so I really appreciate that, because that's when it's like the personal touch. It's like a gift, isn't it? And it's one of them gifts that, I mean, I like my collectibles, so that's going to go straight in my collectibles, and it will never leave there. So, yeah, really happy with that. So yeah, so that was that. I really wanted to show that because I wanted you guys to see that. So we've got more charity shop finds, Xbox stuff now. So we got The Evil Within, £3, and that's the limited edition set. This one comes with a book, and then it's got like a kind of lenticular postcard looking thing in it as well. And then we've got Resident Evil Biohazard. Not normally a Resident Evil fan, but a lot of people have been saying to me that the later ones are really good and I should play them. So I thought I'd pick it up. You know, it's £3. You know, it's not exactly breaking the bank, is it? Halo 5, I do like the Halo games, and that was £2, so again, you know, worth getting for that price. This one was £1. Prey. Not played this one, I've got to be honest. I've seen like screenshots of it, not really sure what it's about, but I'm looking forward to finding out. I haven't really got much on the Xbox One because I do have Game Pass, but I wanted to get some physical stuff for it. Wolfenstein 2, £2. Again, I think that's a bargain. Do like my Gears of War games. In fact, I think I've got them all other than these ones. So we've now got Gears of War 4. Again, that was £2. I think that was a cracking price also. Before I show that one, let's show this one. Gears of War the Ultimate Edition. £2 again. Then we've got Doom. Now, I did have this on the PS4 back in the day, and for some reason I got rid of it. I think it was because I needed the room at the time. So now I got it again for £1 on the Xbox. And then we've got these two here. Now these ones I had to buy because huge saving, I would say, on these. I know these are a lot more expensive than this. So I've got the first one, which is Left 4 Dead 1. As you can see, I paid £3 for this, and it's all there as well. I think if I remember right, CX, I think it's about £12 there. So it's a no-brainer when you see it for this price. And then, of course, we've got Left 4 Dead 2, which again was £3, and again is all there. And in fact, actually, there's a receipt in there. Let's have a look. So the receipt from HMV, and I'm not going to show it because it might have card details on it. Oh, so they originally paid £15 for it, which I think is what it goes for actually now at CEX, if I remember right. So again, a bargain, £3. Like I say, no-brainers. You see games for that price and you know that they're a lot more expensive than that. You know, why not? And this is the thing, I'll be honest, these days a lot of my pickups come from charity shops because I would rather give them my money, if I'm honest. Like, you know, these big, massive conglomerate companies, they make enough money. Do they really need any more money out of me? No, not really. So, right, now before I show this one, I'm going to show the game first, which will give you a clue as to what it is. But before I do that, I'm going to give a little bit of a backstory here. So, when I was at Revival, obviously I ran it as various YouTubers while I was there, but one of them I ran into was SEGASaturnLad. And we got talking about, you know, the Sega Saturn, and I was saying how I hadn't really bought much for my PAL Saturn because a good majority of the games are out on other systems and I already owned them. So I didn't see much point. And at that point was when he said, well, you could always go down the Japanese Saturn route. And I said to him, yeah, I've got to be honest, there's a lot of good games on the Japanese Saturn, especially shooters and fight 'em ups that we never got over here. And I did say to him, I've got to be honest, it is something I have been considering. So he said to me, well, there are several ways round this. You can get is it the Saturnator, I think it's called, which is like a cartridge-based system that goes in the back. There's another way you can do it, similar, I think, to the GDMU that you get for the Dreamcast. But, of course, the other way round it is that you can buy a modded system. And actually, I'm going to show the system first. I'll show the game afterwards. It makes sense. So the modded system I picked up is a Mark II Japanese Sega Saturn. Only this isn't just the usual Sega Saturn. This one is multi-region. This one will actually play UK, Japanese and US. So, and it's actually got a UK power supply fitted inside it as well. So I didn't even have to get a step-down converter for it, which is even better. It's in good condition. I'd say maybe a little yellowing on the case, but nothing major. For something this old, you kind of expect it, right? Now, the bonus is I only bought the console, but I've got all the other bits because I've got a PAL version, which the wife bought me a couple of years ago. So I've got all the hookups, the controllers, everything. So I thought, well, you know, let's just get the system. Now, originally I wanted, and it wasn't cheap, originally I wanted 140 for this, but I actually sent an offer of 120 and they accepted. So I got it. And I think I got a great bargain here, if I'm honest. I think that's a good price. And I've already played it because obviously I've got a game. Because I suddenly realised, oh shit, how do I know the multi-region works when this gets you? I haven't got a game, I haven't got a Japanese or American game. I better grab one. And so that leads me on to my next part. I grabbed one, and as I said, I like my fighters and I like my shooters, so it stood to reason, let's pick up something along them genres. So I got Vampire Hunters, and this was a bargain too. I think I paid 15 quid for this. Now, one thing I like about the Saturn games, it's none of that stupid cardboard falling apart shit. Proper CD cases, and at least if these break, you can just replace them, because you just get normal CD cases, you know. So, and I just like the layout as well. It's so much better. I've already played this game. I'd played it before in the arcade. I think it was the arcade, or was it on a Saturn previously? I don't know. I know I've already played this game, so I knew I'd like it anyway. And yeah, it's great. It's great on here. I really enjoyed it. I put it on and I couldn't get off it for a couple of hours. I just couldn't stop playing it. It's such a good fighter, this. So yeah, I've definitely made the right decision picking up the Japanese Saturn. And this is one of the things I wanted to mention in this video. So basically, I need to like start re-looking at the collection, because, as I said many times before, I live in a flat and space is a premium. And so I've got to be careful what I'm picking up. And I think one of the systems that I'm going to concentrate on will be the Japanese Saturn. Not only because it's got a great library on it, but also because there's smaller cases, it's going to take up a lot less room. So yeah, I think I'm really going to be concentrating on this moving forwards. Now, one thing I should add is the game pickups are probably going to slow down, because some of these are quite expensive. So I won't be probably picking up quite as much as I normally do. But we'll see how it goes moving forwards. But for now, I've got me one game on here and I'm very happy with this. So there will be more coming. So one last thing to finish this video out on. And I'm just double checking, it is definitely just the last thing. Yes, it is. The one last thing I'm going to finish this video on is this. I picked up a really nice collectible here. And you might notice there it says Turtles of Grayskull He-Man. And then underneath it says about him being a mutated version of himself. Yeah, so basically this version of He-Man is meant to be covered in the mutagen that changed the Turtles. And so as a result, he's got red eyes, bright green hair, and also a kind of purpley blue opaque looking body. So yes, now we're going to be unboxing this, because I've got two of them like I normally do. We're going to be unboxing this on my collectibles channel. So if you're not a member, if you're not subscribed, should I say, to that, I'll put the link down below and you can subscribe now, because you can already see this figure looks pretty cool in the packet. It's going to look even better when I get one of them out. So that's what she said. So yeah, so we're going to be doing that over on that channel. So yeah, I think it looks pretty cool actually. Anyway, that's all there is on this video, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it, and until next time, take care, stay safe. Nerdy Geezer out.